Audio 10.1 1.
Ali Ganjavian noticed that people who travel a lot often get very tired.
2.
The Ostrich Pillow was invented to help long-distance travelers.
3.
It's a kind of hat that is pulled over the head in order to take a nap.
4.
So far, over $195,000 has been pledged by its backers.
5.
In the first 3 months of production, Ganjavian's company shipped 5,000 pillows to 52 countries.
Audio 10.2 1.
Ali Ganjavian noticed that people who travel a lot often get very tired.
2.
The Ostrich Pillow was invented to help long-distance travellers.
3.
It's a kind of hat that is pulled over the head in order to take a nap.
4.
So far, over $195,000 has been pledged by its backers.
5.
In the first 3 months of production, Ganjavian's company shipped 5,000 pillows to 52 countries.
Audio 10.3
As figures show that more and more children are overweight, the government has announced that highly competitive sports days and tournaments are to be reintroduced at schools. Under the new plans, schools will play against each other in an Olympic-style event, with sports such as football, athletics, rugby, swimming, tennis and cycling. Winning teams will compete in 60 county competitions before going on to a national final. For too long, schools have been avoiding competitive sports, introducing activities such as yoga, trampolining, cheerleading and dancing instead. They seem to believe that losing a race will make people feel bad about themselves. We have to realise that taking part in competitive sport is not bad for people's self-esteem. Whether you win or lose, competitive sport teaches people to work together in a team and to try hard to be the best that they can be. These are skills which are just as important in the workplace as they are in school. It is also hoped that the new plans will help Britain to break more records in future Olympic Games.
Audio 10.4 1.
It's just unrealistic for children to be told that everyone can win. Life is competitive. If you lose a race, then you should just try harder. That's what I learned when I was at school.
2.
I don't think more competition is the answer. Sport at school isn't about teaching children how to be competitive. It's about encouraging them to exercise.
3.
There are plenty of children who don't do well academically, who are brilliant at sports. Why shouldn't they be allowed to play against each other and prove how well they can do? No one says that trying to get a good mark in an exam is too competitive.
4.
I went to a school that insisted on competitive sports. The school used to hold sports days in a public park so everyone in the park could watch. I was small for my age and always came last in all the races. It was awful.
5.
Competition is healthy, but taking part is more important than winning. Everyone should feel good about having done their best, whether they win or lose.
6.
If everyone knows at the start of a race who the winner is going to be, then it can be boring and demotivating. Why can't children be encouraged to compete against themselves, to break their own personal records instead?
Audio 10.5. 1.
It's just unrealistic for children to be told that everyone can win. Life is competitive.
2.
If you lose a race, then you should just try harder.
3.
That's what I learnt when I was at school.
4.
I don't think more competition is the answer.
5.
The school used to hold sports days in a public park, so everyone in the park could watch.
Audio 10.6. Audio 10.7.
There's nothing quite like the atmosphere of the crowd at a big game, is there? Well, actually, a South Korean baseball team, the Hanwha Eagles, think they can create something like the atmosphere of the crowd by using robots instead of real-life fans. The robots can cheer on their team, and human fans who aren't able to attend the game in person will be able to upload their faces onto the robot and make the robots clap and wave. They can also send text messages, which the robots will display to the players.
Audio 10.8. 1.
The robots can cheer on their team.
Audio 10.9. 1.
The robots can cheer on their team.
2.
Then the robots can also cheer on their own team.
Audio 10.10.
Unstressed words. Words which carry the main meaning of a sentence are usually stressed. The other words, which are grammar words, are generally unstressed. The following kinds of grammar words are usually unstressed. The verb to be. Auxiliary verbs: do, did, will. Pronouns: he, it, they. Articles: an, the. Conjunctions: and, so, when. Prepositions: to, from, at, with. There may be 2 or 3 unstressed words between 2 stressed words. However, the length of time between the 2 stressed words remains about the same, no matter how many unstressed words there are between the 2 stressed words. This can make it harder to hear the unstressed words.
Audio 10.11. 1.
The atmosphere at the match was amazing.
2,
We couldn't have had a better result.
3,
I was able to sit right at the front.
4,
I rang my friend at the end of the first half of the game.
5,
She couldn't come, but she was happy to hear the score.
10.12.
Convenient it might be, but attending a game virtually couldn't possibly be as exciting as being at a real game, surely. And what about the effect on the players? Don't the fans have a responsibility to turn up and encourage their team? Sporting teams always prefer to play in their home stadium, where 70 to 80% of the crowd will be made up of their own fans. And there is plenty of evidence to show that the home team really does have an advantage. On average, teams playing in their home stadium win about 53% of the time, and there are certain football stadiums, such as the Turkish team Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium, which seem to be designed to take advantage of the noise fans make, using the shape of the stadium to make the noise as loud as possible. This then makes it very difficult for the visiting team to do well. Some teams now train using recordings of the other team's fans so that they can learn to take no notice of whatever their opponents might be shouting. However, there is some evidence to suggest that the biggest impact of the crowd is not on the players but on the referees, or match officials, who have to take decisions about whether to allow goals and so on. It seems that shouting from the crowd can affect their decisions and make them more likely to favor the home team. But is the noise of their supporters always a positive thing for players or athletes? Not necessarily. In general, crowds seem to improve performance for team sports and sports that involve strength or the ability to keep going, such as running or cycling. However, sports which require a lot of concentration don't benefit from the excitement caused by the screaming crowd. These kinds of athletes need calm and quiet to do well, and noise from the crowd might cause them to take unnecessary risks and make a mistake.
Audio 10.13. 1,
Don't the fans have a responsibility to turn up and encourage their team?
2,
The home team really does have an advantage.
3,
There are certain football stadiums which seem to be designed to take advantage of the noise fans make.
4,
They can learn to take no notice of whatever the other team's fans might be shouting.
5,
Referees, or match officials, who have to take decisions about whether to allow goals and so on.
6,
Noise from the crowd might cause them to take unnecessary risks and make a mistake.
Audio 10.14.
Helsinki, Lisbon, Istanbul, Bologna, Liverpool, Riga, Santiago de Compostela. What do they all have in common? They're all in Europe, of course, but they're also all past winners of the title of European Capital of Culture. Since 1985, when Athens was first given the title, a different city has been chosen each year to organise a series of cultural events.
As well as the honour of being chosen, the winning cities have often been able to attract more visitors and improve their image, so competition is fierce.
Audio 10.15. 1,
So how long are you going to be in Spain?
6 months. My company is opening an office in Seville and I'm involved in setting it up.
I loved living in Spain. You're so lucky to be going there.
Yes, but I hope I don't get lonely being so far from home.
Well, there's one thing you could do to meet people. You could try learning flamenco. I tried it and I loved it. I made loads of friends.
But I'm not much of a dancer.
Oh, that doesn't matter. There are fantastic schools. They can teach anyone to dance.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
2,
I've just got back from Santiago in Chile. It's such a fabulous city, mountains in one direction, the beach in the other. If you like skiing, I'd strongly recommend Portillo or Valle Nevado, both world-class ski resorts. In the city itself, one of the most interesting things to do is to go to La Chascona, one of the houses of the famous Chilean poet Pablo Neruda. It's fascinating.
3,
Didn't you used to live in Prague?
Yes, why? Are you thinking of going there?
We've just booked a weekend there. Is there anything we shouldn't miss while we're there?
Well, you just have to go to the Charles Bridge and up to the castle, especially at night. It's very romantic. The area near the castle has lots of restaurants and bars where you eat traditional Czech food and, of course, drink some of our famous beer.
4,
Okay, I arrive in Kyoto on Thursday. Where would you recommend I stay?
Well, have you thought of trying a traditional Japanese inn? It's called a ryokan. I stayed in one last year and it was a great experience. They're the last word in luxury and relaxation. You can enjoy traditional Japanese foods and baths, just everything you could ever want.
That sounds fabulous. I'll definitely try it.
Audio 10.16. 1,
You could try learning flamenco.
2,
Okay, I'll give it a go.
3,
If you like skiing, I'd strongly recommend Portillo or Valle Nevado, both world-class ski resorts.
4,
Is there anything we shouldn't miss?
5,
Where would you recommend I stay?
6,
Well, have you thought of trying a traditional Japanese inn?
7,
They're the last word in luxury and relaxation.
8,
That sounds fabulous. I'll definitely try it.
Audio 10.17. 1,
Get money to start a business.
2,
Put money into someone else's business.
3,
Discover that you don't have very much money.
4,
Promise that something will be done or will happen.
5, 5.
Think of something new.
6.
Make money from a business.
10.18.
I'd really like to get a bit fitter. What sport or activity would you recommend?
I strongly recommend running. You'll get fit very fast.
That's a good idea, but I have some problems with my knees. Could you recommend something a bit gentler?
Have you thought of swimming? It's really good for you.
Thank you, that's a good idea. I'll give it a go.